Hello everyone, welcome to Social Club. We're here to talk through the biggest news stories in and around the Premier League and beyond. No, I'm beyond this week as well, excellent. Chris is here, James has come up to see us, and Ped's back as well. Rejoice, hallelujah, etc, etc. Unless you prefer Baz. If you prefer Baz, let us know in the comments
kids
below.
don't prefer Baz.
So we're starting, we're going to talk about Pep Guardiola. James, Man City been pretty good so far this season. Can they be stopped? Can Pep be stopped?
It's got all the hallmarks of the answer being no. They look really good. They look stupidly good. I think I'm starting to look at it. I'm trying to think of ways that you could think that they wouldn't.
You dreaming up scenarios in ways this doesn't go well for them.
I think injuries is probably the only one I've got here.
Giant piano falling off the top of a building. Yeah,
wiping out half the squad. You've lost De Bruyne for a month. That might make you see a new side of the team. There's quite a decent stat. They're the only team to score the first goal in all of their Premier League games so far. So they haven't gone behind first and had to deal with that.
Yeah.
But I think it's difficult to look beyond them. They look incredible.
To be honest, I was clutching for straws as well. But the only thing that I found that backs up is they've played 5 of the bottom 7 of the league.
Yeah.
So that, they've won 6 games and they've won them well and they've scored loads of goals and stuff. But they have played Sunderland, who are 20th, Stoke, who are 19th, West Ham, who are 18th, Bournemouth and Swansea, 14th and 16th respectively. I'm clutching, but it's what I'm going with.
Well, if you're clutching with that, which is a really intelligent piece of analysis, what the fuck was that stuff James was?
I don't know what he was doing.
Pianos, James.
Some
Looney Tunes.
Championship kind of conversation. There we go. Turning off his nose at the championship straight off. I knew that was coming today. I don't even know what that league is. One day you might do. One day you might do.
You know what? I honestly haven't got a clue what position QPR are in. How are you doing?
I don't want you to know what position QPR are in. But I tell you what, we're going to talk about West Ham at some point. That could happen to you guys.
But when he pulls his phone out in a bit, right, make sure he's not checking the championship table.
There'll be a test at the end of this video.
I look at many things when I'm looking at my phone here, which apparently I'm not allowed to do anymore.
No, you're not.
One of the things is not looking at the championship.
Honestly, one of the most exciting leagues in Europe.
Honestly, it's like I'd rather see like what do ducks do with their feet underwater than
look how he checked his hand for that. Siri. No.
To be fair, he spends a lot of his time watching championship quality football anyway. It's called the MLS show.
Don't know why I'm laughing.
Look, we've done a few of these things where we said it is still very early on in the season. Man City are going to lose games of football, but
allegedly.
Allegedly. You can't look past it though. Perfect start to the season, Man City. They do look absolutely irresistible at the moment.
They look all right, don't they? They had a similar start last season though.
They did,
and then injuries caught up with them. Champions League. So take it with a pinch of salt at the moment. It's saying De Bruyne's out for a month. That really hurt them late on last season. Aguero's just had 3 games out. That's going to help. But we're coming into that period now where there are going to be loads of games, Premier League games, League Cup, Champions League as well. So it'll be interesting. I don't know what their fixes. I'll just have a look on my phone. What their fixes are, but it'll be interesting if they get a few top 4 teams, top 5 teams all around the same time, and how they prioritise the squad and see what they have there.
They've got Spurs on Sunday, haven't
Spurs,
they?
It's not a second, but you're right, because again, Pep hasn't had to deal with the rigmaroles of Premier League football. The Christmas period is going to be an interesting one. I think they play us at the back end of December, and having come through, we know what that's like from like the second week in December through to New Year's, and then the FA Cup kicks in a week or so after that, and so on and so forth. Yeah. How they handle with that big, but you're right. It's this October through to the end of January is the real grit of the season, isn't it? Particularly when you're playing European football, you're talking 2 games a week every week now, pretty much, or more every other week for 4 months. That's when we'll see how they'll handle it. But looking ahead to Spurs, Chris, no one's talking about Spurs.
No, and I think it was stupid not to be, because I think Spurs have started well, 4 wins, 2 draws. 2 draws on Merseyside, both Liverpool and Everton, weren't they? You know, not conceding goals, only conceded 3 so far this season. They're a good side. For me, they were the second best side in the league last season. I think they've had a slightly tougher start, not much tougher than Manchester City, but that's going to be the acid test for me. I mean, how Manchester City deal with that Spurs side, because this is the best attack in the league going against the best defence in the league for me. And I think Tottenham have got the skills and the tools available to them to go and beat Manchester City.
Yeah, Flav, we talked to Flav this morning, and he's saying, like, the Spurs fans are kind of going, it's a bit of a free game because they don't expect it, and yet, you know, Spurs, it's the best start to a season in 51 years. He did throw some stat about goals they conceded, which was, Flav, you watching, was total bollocks. We looked into it. But look, Spurs are very, very good. Why don't people think that Spurs can go and get the points from City?
I mean, I don't know if people do actually think that. Obviously, they won there last year, but it's completely different. I think the thing is that in the summer you go, who's bought players? Oh, they'll be good then. Yeah. And it actually doesn't work like that. So teams like Spurs, who haven't bought that many players, I mean, saying that, Janssen, one of the few players that they have brought in, it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on, because he's got, you know, Kane's out for a little while as well. They've brought him in. Son's on fire, which is it's come from nowhere. I saw him last year.
Is that genuinely not a deliberate pun?
No.
Son's so hot right now.
I'm actually here to talk about football, whereas you guys are just looking to get a joke in every 5 minutes. Anyway,
it's the difference in the north and the south, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's come from nowhere. He's doing very well. I think I can see that one being a draw, and because the other thing with Man City is their defence is, it still gives you a bit of a shout. It's a good point you were talking about when you get to December, when they play at such an intensity, but also play quite open. When they lose a bit of intensity because they've played so many games, will it then catch them off guard? Will they then start to lose 1 game, lose 2 games, and then there's a possibility of a little bit of a blip? But I mean, ultimately,
I suppose you've got the question marks of, you know, Pep Guardiola is going to obviously come to England, wants to win the league, wants to win the Champions League. But what's Manchester City's priority? Because they need to be now, they should have a bigger following worldwide than they've got, I think. Yeah. And that's you know, do the owners want European success more than the Premier League? I think Pep's a big enough man to go, hang on, get your house in order first of all in England. Let's get that sorted. Let's get that sorted. I think he's there for
the project, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's his own man equally. Yeah. And he'll go, this is what we need to win the Premier League first and foremost.
But I think that the Champions League, if Man City, because we did the selling out the Etihad thing last week, and you know, in some instances we may be a little bit harsh on that, but you know, you're right. Is that whether people want those type of fans or whatever, and I think, you know, you should want your club to be on as big a stage as possible because you want to showcase what you can do. It's telling how many people I talk to who, and people might say Istanbul might have been the thing for Liverpool, but actually the 2007 final, us getting beaten in Athens, there's a lot of people who watched Liverpool and just liked the way Liverpool handled themselves and stuff, and became fans off the back of that. And City need that European success because that's how you turn people's attention towards. There's a reason why Arsenal are massive.
Example, isn't it?
Well, look, Arsenal aren't a massive club. Arsenal aren't the biggest club on social media because they don't win Premier League titles. They're there because they're just in the Champions League every single season. They make a good show and they showcase the type of football that they play. If City can do that and then actually go and win a European Cup on top, that's probably, they need that more than they need another
I think Pep Guardiola proved in Germany though that he wants to win domestic trophies first and foremost, certainly the league. But I think it's going to be interesting because being in Germany for 3 years, he's had that massive gap over the winter break, and it's actually stopped them pushing on in the Champions League. So it might actually suit him more that they don't have that break, so he can just keep going. Yeah. Because certainly definitely in the last 3 years, they've lost momentum. They've won the league really early as well in Germany, and that's stopped the momentum in the Champions League. They've switched off. So maybe that extra competitiveness of the Premier League might actually help Pep Guardiola. And it does seem now like he's certainly got 2 quality players for every position. Yeah. I know you can't necessarily replace Aguero straight away. Yeah. But they've certainly got talent.
Well,
everywhere.
if Iheanacho keeps coming in and scoring goals, it kind of doesn't matter. He's not Aguero, is he? But if the ball's ended up in the back of the net, it kind of doesn't matter.
I like the way that the 2 of them both Guardiola and Klopp have both come from Germany, and they're both doing what they want to do. You know, I think there was a lot of people who managers who've come
Klopp into this conversation?
Because I'm a Liverpool fan.
Fuck, did you get Klopp into this conversation?
Because what I'm going to say, this is where it comes on to. When you move in the likes of De Bruyne deeper and stuff like that, Jurgen Klopp's doing that at Liverpool. You know, he's moved De Bruyne more centrally.
This conversation got to do with Jurgen Klopp.
And what it does though is it's
Genuinely going to swill him.
Didn't even cross my mind.
Protecting myself.
Is that coffee? Is it empty?
Yeah, it's
Because I might fucking
the
swill you.
I don't know what, you know, taking a mug in the face actually really hurts.
Yeah.
You'd never hit me from there.
Taking a
I mean, I don't
scene
know-
from
I
The
don't know
Big
if you wanna-
Lebowski.
So that's a
I hate your
challenge you
jerk
want to
off
take up.
name, I hate your jerk off face, and I hate you. Jerk off. Yeah, I think the thing of all of this that we need to
Hang on,
remember,
what was
we'll
your
pull it
point?
back. No, go on.
No, so what I want to say about it is, I love the way that he's moving players positionally and stuff like that. Like the way that De Bruyne is coming deeper, the way that Silva's playing deeper. He's done it at Germany, didn't he? In Germany, sorry, with Philip Lahm. He moved him centrally instead of right back. And I just like the way he looks at it and goes, this is what I've got. Like, these are going to be better here. And he's evolving that side. And I think that's brilliant because too many managers come into the league and go, right, we need to adapt to the English football. He's got a way of working. He believes in it, so he's just doing it.
He's just trolling Football Manager is what he's doing.
City are fucking boss.
He's just trolling Football Manager because it's physically impossible to do what he does with players in football management games because the players don't work in those positions. And he's like, no, they do. And you go, well, yeah, you try putting Kolarov centre half on your Footy Manager game and see how long that.
I just like the way
lasts.
I like the way he brought in the goalkeeper and said, "This is, you know, this is it. I'm not asked about who the
Klopp
goalkeeper.
did that as well.
I'm not asked about who the goalkeeper is. I'm bringing my goalkeeper in,
Alex Manninger.
and the goalkeeper will dictate how we play. And I don't care about the criticisms.
absolutely.
And I'm getting my man, and I'm going to do it from the start. And that's it. And that sets the tempo then for the rest of the team.
Worth reminding everyone though that, you know, we do this we pick a club almost every week on here, and like the other week it was Man United in absolute crisis, and then they turn up and tonk the champions, and they'll probably go and play the no marks in the Europa League this week, and they'll go on a spell, hopefully until they play us and get beat. But we were looking at Chelsea a couple of weeks on, everyone's going, Chelsea, look, they're starting, they're getting results, and now we could have done Chelsea in crisis or whatever, if you know what I mean, if we were so inclined. Man City will lose a game of football, they will, and then it'll change something that, you know, that his way of working is not going to steamroll it. They're not going to go unbeaten for the rest of the season. And you're right, James, you were saying earlier, they'll face it a period of adversity, and it's how well they react to that. And there's no reason right now, looking how good they are, to just they won't handle that with absolute flying colours. But that being said, there is so many sets of circumstances and situations that Guardiola hasn't faced in this league yet, and it's so much more competitive than he's ever faced in his managerial career, because let's face it, although he's gotten away with it so far, he'll have a run of he'll have 3 tough games back to back. There aren't 3 tough games of the same level in the Bundesliga and the Liga as there can be in.
I think the difference is though, is that when he was in Spain now, it's a different kind of pressure, because you have got that intensity of that one team pushing you, and you have to win this week. Whereas in this league, you're going up against a different opposition who can beat you.
Mate.
No, but it is that though. There is still that intensity of knowing that you have to win this week because the team, someone like Real Madrid, is right behind you. So it's a different kind of pressure. I'm just saying, I think he is used to the pressure though.
Yeah, there's pressure. There's you're right. That is a pressure of looking over your shoulder at all times and knowing that the team that's chasing you is going to win as well. But as I say, there's the pressure of facing 10 teams that are
But the thing
The
about
pressure in the
it,
Premier League that comes from the fact that, you know, your players always have to play at 100%. In Spain and Germany, they don't always have to, but it's a different type of pressure.
Yeah.
But whereas in England, has he had to manage a league side and actually manage their fitness all season long? Because he could just give Messi a couple of weeks off if he wanted,
but at the
because
same
he was
time,
so far
though,
ahead.
what I would say is that he could probably afford to lose 6 games in the Premier League and they could still win it.
And I don't think they will lose 6
I'm
games.
not sure that's true this season.
I think it's more. I think it's more this season because I think there's that many good teams in the league.
Maybe.
That I think you can probably afford to lose 6 games and win the league.
That's sound. Good for you. Any thoughts?
I agree with you.
I won't come back.
You'll be back. You come back for your fans.
Well,
If you want Pep to come back next week, let us know in the comments. But also if you don't.
We're getting to like an Andy Kaufman situation, you know. No, hardly anyone's going to get that right.
No, is that from the 70s as well, like you?
You can't hide your age, son.
No. Let us know your thoughts on that in the comments below, the age thing. And also Pep Guardiola, can Man City be stopped, or can they not be stopped? I guess that would be the question. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out the rest of the content this week. FIFA have apparently fixed racism. Should be interesting to see how they've done that. Stay tuned for more great social club action.